Hi, I'm Ashy. Welcome to my January alphabet painting series. So this year I decided to choose a New Year's resolution that I feel like is actually doable, and that is for the first 26 days of the year, to paint a small, quick watercolor sketch that corresponds with the letters of the alphabet. This will help me be disciplined and help me paint daily for this first, month or so. And hopefully this will help me also build that habit of creativity and just pulling out the paints every single day. And it's just building that habit of creativity. Let me know if you have any New Year's resolutions that you are deciding on for yourself this year. I'd love to hear your different ideas in the comments. So for each of these videos, I'll be using the brand new sketchbook that I'm starting this year. It's Moleskine watercolor album. It's not the highest quality paper, but for quick watercolor sketches, it does the job. Let's jump in. All right, day 10 is Jupiter. So, that's probably too big. I need something circle to trace that isn't huge. I guess I should have figured this out before I started filming. Okay, I grabbed an O from my kids' alphabet puzzle. We are not doing O today, we are doing J today, but this O is a good size for me to trace a circle. Because my J is for Jupiter. So I need a circle. And then I'm just gonna go in wet on wet with some various browns, basically, like orangey browns, darker browns, just various browns. So I'm gonna start with a light wash. And my plan is for around this to make it black and have it like be starry. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, we're going to start with a light wash of this brownish orange color and just lift up some bands of color from that. Okay, and then lift up another one, another band down here. Okay. All right, now to add some darker colors and get some kind of texture. But again, this is wet on wet, so it is going to be kind of a softer texture. It's not going to be a harsh texture right now. I'll add some of those harsher textures in later, but just kind of get some variety in the texture and the value, the color, lightness, darkness, and tone here. So get some swirly spots, some straighter spots, and then there's gonna be a spot here that looks like an eye. So Jupiter has a little eye on it. And there's that. Get some darker colors down here. Just continue to build up these layers, basically. Darker and darker colors. Just gonna add in a bit of a shadow over here. Okay, gonna add in some splatters. some darker browns. Build up this eye a little bit more. So now for the black around it, this is going to have to be pretty concentrated to make it convincing. And I'm just going to try my best to go around this circle smoothly. And then I'm just layering this up to get it nice and dark, very, very, very pigmented. And then just gonna use a little bit of like a dry brush technique. So holding my brush low to the paper, very little paint on the brush, very little water, and just getting a little bit of a dry brush texture to that border, just for fun. And then going in and just continuing to add layers to keep it nice and dark. I need to let that dry completely before I try to do the white gouache splattering, or else it's just gonna bleed out. But I'm gonna go ahead and activate my gouache here. So I do have some white gouache that I added into my, into my palette. Just because I like to add it sometimes, and I don't want to have to go and find it whenever I need it. So I'm just going to clean off this spot that had some really pale colors, I think probably skin tones. And add white gouache to that spot. And then I'm just gonna patiently wait for it to dry, because that's hard to do for me, is to wait for it to dry. But I can still see it's a little bit shiny, so it needs to dry the rest of the way before I continue. Okay, it's dry, and I went ahead and covered my ice cream with a paper towel. And so I'm just gonna loosen up some of this gouache and then basically just go to town splattering it. And I'm okay if it gets onto the planet as well, because there, in the pictures that I found, there are some white spots on the planet as well. Okay. Now I'm just going to let that dry. Wipe up my table a little bit. And then determine, I think I'm going to do another layer with a smaller brush with the white gouache, and this should get some smaller splatters in theory, but I think I added more water, so it's a little bit big because of all the water, but that's okay. If there are any spots that you get that you don't like, just lift them up. There we go. Just get some tiny ones in there. So this is just a little bit more concentrated paint. And then if I flick it harder, I'll get some like more directional splatters there. Okay, now on to the letter J. So I'm going to use pink and orange, I think. But I want my pink to lean a little more toward purple. So I'm gonna add my pink and then just a tiny bit of blue. Not a lot, but just to make it not so, I don't know, bubblegummy pink. Kind of want to mute it just a little bit with some green. There we go. Make it like a dusty purpley pink. Now, J. Is 4. Two. I'm gonna run out of room. Tur. Well, that page, love the paintings, hate the writing, but that's okay. The paintings are great. The calligraphy on that, I just ran out of room, and it's really bad because I was more worried about running out of room. But there is J is for Jupiter. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to see when each of my new videos drops. Have an awesome day.